The British Prime Minister's office has just confirmed that she will be meeting with President-elect Trump. Trump this weekend tweeted this, quote, "I look very much forward to meeting Prime Minister Theresa May in Washington in the spring. Britain, a long-time U.S. ally, is very special." May yesterday signaled that regaining control of immigration and lawmaking are Brexit priorities for her as well as the British people. May has evaded debate over how Britain will actually exit from the European Union for several weeks, but promises more clarity in a speech that will be later this month. Joining me now, the interim leader of the UK Independence Party, member of the European Parliament, the man who got it done when it comes to Brexit. There is, well, no one ahead of Nigel Farage. Nigel, great to have you with us tonight.
Thank you very much indeed. Good evening.
Let's turn to Theresa May, who seems in the course of about 48 hours to have changed tune as well as perhaps direction. She is being less ambiguous in her language and talking about moving ahead now. Or is this just simply more blather and very little action?
Well, bear in mind that she's been Prime Minister now for 6 months, and the Brexit vote, our liberation, our Independence Day, is now 7 months ago. Right. And, you know, so far, nothing has happened. I mean, absolutely nothing has happened.
I'm sorry, Nigel.
Now, you know,
with that setup, I was waiting for you to tell me what all had happened that I had missed, but I perceived,
no.
Luckily, I perceived precisely what you articulated.
Nothing has happened. Words. And so we get another interview with Theresa May on Sky News yesterday, in which she's very good at being reassured, at being calm, at speaking in a way that the majority of the country would wish to hear. But Lou, here's the problem. For 6 years, from 2010 to 16, she was our Home Secretary. In fact, the longest serving Home Secretary since Victorian England. And every year, she'd give a very good, reassuring speech about how she was going to control immigration into the United Kingdom and then presided over record numbers. So there is a history here of somebody who looks good, sounds good, and doesn't deliver. And I would just say this, you know, we're being told that there is a very big Brexit speech coming up. I don't expect the Prime Minister to tell me and the country every nuance of her negotiating position. What I do want to see is a vision. It's all well and good to talk about immigration, to talk about access to the single market. I want to know where she sees this country in 5 years' time.
Nigel, how about this? Let's make it 2 years' time. Let's talk about March as the time to move forward with the paperwork. Why not just get the hell out?
Well, I agree with you, Lou, and what I fear is that we're going to go into a negotiation that'll last for up to 2 years with a European Union that is crumbling. The Eurozone is in big trouble. You've seen the problems with the oldest bank in the world, Monte dei Paschi, and I'm told there are 3 more Italian banks in the same mess. So the Eurozone has a problem. The migrant crisis has led directly to terrorism being spawned on EU soil, which is making the electorate angry. We have very uncertain elections coming up in the Netherlands, in France, in Germany, and perhaps even Italy too. And my worry is this. The economic logic for the French wine producers and the German car makers is to do a sensible trade deal with the United Kingdom. However, the political bosses in Brussels would probably rather cut off their noses to spite their faces. And we may find that we spend 2 years, we give an extra net 20 billion in membership fees. We have another 500,000 migrants from the European Union, which on current numbers may even be an underestimate. And at the end of it, there is, you know, at the end of it, there is no deal. So actually,
you're describing a nation that's being held hostage. The British people are being held hostage, and you have leadership that is opposed to the exit. You have been told, and you correctly summarized the ominous warnings from all of those who wanted to remain in the European Union. They were full of it. And the UK economy is doing great. the European economy not.
Absolutely.
So why would you sacrifice what you have achieved and put up with this nonsense, whether it's Theresa May, whether it is Angela Merkel, whether it is the this ossified European Parliament, I know of which you were an electric part. This is madness to most Americans to watch what you're doing.
Because the reason is this. There were two political revolutions last year. One was Brexit. The other was the victory of Trump. In Trump's case, it's complete. Not only has he won, but when he swears in at the inauguration next Friday, he has a hand-picked team of people, former generals, former self-made billionaire businessmen and women, and they're going to run. They're going to run the new government, albeit working with the houses on Capitol Hill.
Right.
In my country, the revolution of the people was astonishing, but the problem is, with the exceptions of Cameron and Osborne, all the same players have just been shuffled around the chessboard, and the country is still being led by the political class that tried to stop us from voting for Brexit. And I'm afraid, and I've waited for 6 months. I've been patient for 6 months. I've given the Prime Minister the benefit of the doubt for 6 months. But after yesterday, I have to say that I don't think she has the flair, the excitement, or the vision for what we need to lead this country onto a new chapter. I've not heard a single word.
Or the intent.
Well, I worry about the intent, but, you know, I just don't see the vision, because what is exciting about Brexit, what is liberating about Brexit, is that we're now free to do our own trade deals with the rest of the world. And next Friday, you know, in Washington, there will be swearing in as the 45th president of the USA, somebody who recognizes the close relationship historically and culturally between our two countries. And what she should be doing is grabbing that opportunity, in my opinion, with both hands.
Nigel Farage, a man who is patient beyond, I think, what might be a general expectation. We're proud of you. Nigel Farage, thanks for being with us tonight. Thanks so much.